All right, this video is going to be about creating events on LinkedIn. Let's get into it. So you're going to want to go to your network and then go to events and then go to create. So I have an event coming up for Magic Mondays on June 5th. So I'm just going to take a quick peek at the calendar just so I can see what the next Monday is. It's the 12th. So have one set for the 5th, gonna make one for the 12th, or I can make one for June 1st for accountability yoga. But most likely I'll just be doing Magic Mondays. Gonna hit create. I have some images already saved onto my hard drive for Magic Monday. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. We're gonna hit apply. This is an online event, and we are doing an external link, and then we're gonna do Magic Mondays with Diamond Drip. We're gonna do an external link because I want people to register for it outside of LinkedIn, which can sometimes get a little tricky, but as long as you're really clear about what you want your participants to do, then it's usually okay. And so I have a very specific place that I want them to go Mondays. So I'm just gonna grab that link, put that here. I have a description saved. I think I'll use the description I used for the last time. So I'm just gonna go to my profile. I opened another tab just so I don't clear out what I already have here. Yeah, here we go. So I'm just gonna use this description. Oh, actually, I'm gonna view the event because I think that description is better. That's just the comment that I put to make it a post. Here we go. And back over here. And I want to put up here to, okay. And then I'm gonna put a check just so they know. And then attention. Here we go. So just like that, we have an event created. So I'm gonna hit next. One of the things that I don't like about events on LinkedIn is that you can't do recurring and you can't schedule it. So I'm not running this event until the 12th. So I don't necessarily want to make a huge deal about it, have people register for this one, because I want to make sure that they register for the 5th. And maybe that's just my, daughter brain thinking, but I'm like, I only want to advertise a thing that's happening that, whatever's most upcoming. So for the post, I'm going to most likely grab a post from something that is already scheduled. This is Notion. It's what I use to communicate with my assistant so that we can strategize for posting. So let's see. Yeah. There we go. That seems like a good post. I don't need this one anymore. Oh, that didn't post how we needed it to. Let's see. Sometimes when that happens, I'll just open a note. Oh, what's happening here? Okay. So what's happening is the spacing is being weird, but I'm also uncertain why. So I'll just fix it on here. There we go. And now we have a post to go with this. We'll also probably put in some captions. Don't think you be a very good hashtag for in there. Mindset. Yeah, those seem like good. Then we're just gonna put a post there. Okay. And so I'm not gonna invite people to the one that I just created. Instead, I'm just gonna make sure that this is featured. So I'm gonna click on the post. I'm gonna click these 3 dots here, and I'm gonna feature on top of my profile. Got confirmation down here. So I'm gonna go back to my profile. And this is just another way of promoting the event. So now I have these 3 posts featured for the 3 upcoming things that I'll be doing. And so I'm going to go into, well, one thing I do want to fix. I'm going to go into the event that I just made. I'm going to go to details and I'm going to copy this. And then I'm going to go to my network, go to events, and then I'm going to just make a small edit to the one that is coming up. Here we go. Edit event. Space down some. Here we go. And I also see that the event name is the link. So I'm going to fix that. There we go. So now that is fixed. And now for the next part of creating an event. So I had the opportunity to invite people right in that moment after I created the event. Or I can go to manage the attendees, and I can go to manage the attendees to see who's going, share in order to invite. And so if this was an in-person event, I would be able to filter by, my network. So apparently these are the most applicable. So I'm going to go Washington, D.C. metro area, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and I would even take New York. So we're going to show results. And so that's narrowed that down for us. You can even filter by current company. You can filter by industry. I might even renege on locations. Just show results for, just reset that, and show results for everyone. Hold on, clear. There we go. Clear those. And I might instead just go to industry, right? Yeah, management consulting. That might be one. Let's see. Show results. Who do we have? Yeah, so these are people that it's recommending that I invite based on the criteria that I set for what industry they are in. Gonna go ahead and invite some people. I do want to make sure that I mention that you want to be careful with how many invites you send out, because I believe there is a limit. I believe the limit is based on your connections. I usually kind of handpick people. We were at a networking event and maybe we didn't have a breakout room, but instead we had a general chat, and they saved my info from the chat and they connected with me, or I connected with them, and now we're connected. But I've never actually had a conversation with them. So some of these people that I haven't had a conversation with, or haven't had a conversation with in a while, I'm just gonna go ahead and invite. And I wanna make sure, I usually don't invite more than about 100 people whenever I send invitations, because I have other events that I'm doing and I wanna save like my weekly limit to make sure that I'm not violating any of the LinkedIn rules. Where are we at? 45? Yeah. I haven't seen these people in a while. Remember, John said he was going to come once. He couldn't make it. And so I pretty much, when it comes to inviting people, I just keep inviting people until they tell me to stop. Because the worst comes to worst, they tell you to stop and it's not a good fit. And they're not, part of your target audience, or they're not trying to build community the same way that you're trying to build community. And that's okay. You can still see them at other events. I remember Kenneth said he was going to come, I think the very first one, but then he had something to do. Some of these people, I'm like, I feel like we have one-to-one scheduled. So this will be a nice preface for that call. Yeah. So, yeah, 70, let's round it off at 80. So we're going to invite 80 people to the event on June 5th. And so, pretty sure I said to not add that. There we go. I don't like to add it in time, because if we go over, I don't want anybody to feel like rushed or stressed for time. And if we go under, I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, this was supposed to be an hour, and now it's not. So those are a couple of best practices for your LinkedIn events. You want to make sure that your description has very clear instructions So I have very clear instructions. I have the event link here, which is an immediate email to their inbox after they fill this out. It gives them the Zoom information. And then I also have it in About. So before they even get to the details, I have to ensure you're registered, please go here. So you always want to make sure that your instructions are clear. And then as we lead up to the event, I'll come in here and I'll, make some comments on the event. If I have anyone who wants to speak, I had Rudy present one week about how money works. I'll add them. And so this is just a really good way to create some engagement on your post by commenting on the event, making sure you're keeping people up to date. One of the other things that I like to do, because this particular event that I do comes with a little handout. So if we look at in my folder, digital assets, every time I do a Magic Monday, they get a copy of this. And so this allows them to really strategize their goals for the day so that when they come to Magic Mondays to celebrate their wins, it'll be that much easier. They can say something like, I had 3 main goals today and I accomplished all 3. They can say that they made a commitment to take a break and breathe, and they honored it. So uploading this as a PDF is a good way to create engagement. Once people start registering that they'll attend, what I like to do the day of is I'll message each person and just send them a copy of the PDF to make sure that 1, they know the event's happening that day, but 2, when you give people a call to action, it gives them a reason to want to come so that they can share their success. So if you can add any sort of element of interactivity into your events, that is awesome.